Hello, and this is Kuro Ookami, and I'm back for yet another video. With over 806 Pokemon now in the Dex, one's to wonder, which are the best? So in today's video, I'm going to tell you my top 10 favorite Pokemon, all the way from Gen 1 to Gen 7. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Crawling out of its burrow at number 10 is Pincir. Pincir is considered the Stag Beetle Pokemon and holds the 127th place in the Pokedex. Though in Gen 1 bugs were considered the weakest, Pincir sure was the best in his class. With his crushing Pincirs, any foe will have to take this bug serious. The reason Pincir is my number 10 spot on the list is just on his sheer design. Ever since I was a child, I always wanted to catch him when I was playing the Pokemon games. You know, like with his skinny little arms and stubby little feet, but just those giant pincers on his head, he really caught my attention. I do have a fond memory of Burger King. Back when the toys would release at the Burger Kings, they would have events, and you could bring your Pokemon cards and trade. And I remember going up to this little kid, and I traded him a really stupid card for his Pincir. And I was like, yes, I got this Pincir card, because he was a fairly rare card, especially if you wanted him in the foil form. And not even about 10 minutes later, him and his mom came up to me, and his mom said, "You have to trade my kid his card back." I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, that was an unfair trade, so you must trade him the card back. As a kid, all I could do was say, okay, so that really sucked. But anyway, also, Pincir in Gen 6 got an Mega Evolution, which just threw him on a whole nother level of awesomeness. You know, like, cause literally his shell opens up and giant wings come out and he becomes part flying. It was such a great Mega Evolution when a lot of them were either a little too much or just kind of stupid. I think Pincir had one of the best Mega Evolutions. Next on the list is Mareanie. Mareanie is a Brutal Star Pokemon and holds the 747th place in the Pokedex. One of the newest entries in the list, Mareanie stole my heart the second I saw it. Its color scheme is amazing, reflecting on its own type being both water and poison. Its menacing face sheltered by its 10 tentacles really makes this an overall amazing design. I actually remember my first time catching one in my initial Moon playthrough. I literally stopped everything I was doing just to catch this, which did prove to be quite a challenge. As many of you know, the only way to catch a Mareanie is through SOS with a Corsola. But once on my team, it proved to be an invaluable member, as its already amazing ability of Merciless attached to its amazing defense really made it a shining star on my team. The reason Mareanie is on the list and not Togepi is just because I think Marienie's design is a lot better. I was a little disappointed when my Mareanie evolved, but even though Togepi isn't bad, but that is why Mareanie takes the number 9 spot on the list. Clowning around at the 8th spot on the list is Blacephalon. This is the official newest in the Dex, holding the 806th spot. Though I have yet to even play Ultra Moon, I already know this is an amazing Pokemon. And loving clowns in the first place, this design really stuck out to me. This Ultra Beast attacks by using its own head, which is really comical and quite unique. I wasn't sure about the design at first, but the design did slowly stick to me. I can't wait to catch my own in the future. Now I know I'm going to get some flack for this one, but freezing the 7th spot on the list is Vaniluxe. Pulling the 584th spot in the Pokedex, this Gen 5 Pokemon sure has some mixed feelings. I love it, however, because it's just a lovable Pokemon. Vaniluxe has such a playful design overall, with its 2 smiling heads on a single cone as it creates a snowy cloud above it. What's not to love? I caught Vanilla as soon as I could on my wide playthrough and even raised it to be level 100. So for all of you ice cream haters out there, sheer cold. Yet another Gen 5 Pokemon, Cofagrigus mummifies the 6th spot on my list. Known as the Coffin Pokemon, Cofagrigus takes the 563rd spot in the Dex. This Pokemon has an overall ghastly appearance as its 4 ghastly arms seep out of the cracks of its own coffin as this Pokemon mummifies any grave robber who dares mistake it for the real thing. Man, Cofagrigus is amazing. I love every aspect of this Pokemon, and boy is he good in the competitive scene as well as an unstoppable wall, even winning me the battle tree multiple times. From looks to actual play, Cofagrigus is a menacing foe that comes from even beyond the grave to cause trouble. Now that these 5 are done, now to the top 5. This is where it gets really juicy. But yeah, again, some of you might not like these top 5, but for me, they're my personal top 5 best Pokemon. The sweetest Pokemon takes a 5th spot, as this Gen 6 Pokemon can make even the healthiest of people succumb to their sugary guilty pleasures. Yes, I'm talking about SlurPuff. This Marine Goo Pokemon is the 685th in the Dex and caught my eye with its derpy yet interesting appearance. Being a literal French dessert, it's a strange design even for a Pokemon, but for that very reason is why SlurPuff appeals to me. I'm even putting this marshmallow on my main team, which means something, right? As everyone knows, dessert is great and tasty unless it's a near 3-foot Pokemon. And in that case, don't eat it unless you want to be a Pokekiller. Oh wait, people already eat Magikarp and Slowpoke tails, so I'm sure they eat SlurPuff for dessert. Lighting the way to the number 4 slot in my list, this Chandelure Pokemon really proved Game Freak can make a Pokemon out of literally anything. Chandelure is the 609th in the Dex and is the coolest ghost type in my opinion. Its blue haunting flames and long black extending arms gives this Pokemon a ghastly feeling. I can't really explain it, but I just love it, and just as Vaniluxe, I caught a Litwick as soon as I could and trained it to level 100. I'm even trying to get the shiny of this Pokemon as Chandelure's flames turn red and its face turns green, though after hundreds of eggs I still haven't had any luck. Now we get to the best of the best. This Fairy Grass Pokemon is literally the most adorable thing there ever was. Whimsicott is the 547th in the Dex and the 3rd in my list. Being based on literal cotton, Whimsicott is one of the lightest Pokemon as it simply floats around as it causes all kinds of mischief. I find this Pokemon to have a near perfect design. Too bad it didn't have a Mega form because this design is amazing. Whimsicott is a crucial part of my team as it sets up and wins me multiple battles as it simply outlives its opponents. If Pokemon really did exist, this Pokemon would make the best pillow. Taking the number 2 spot on my list is arguably the best in the Gen 1 games, since Psychic was the strongest in that generation and this Pokemon's special attack was near broken. One could beat the whole game with just about this guy alone. If you haven't guessed it yet, this Pokemon is the legend himself, Alakazam. This Psychic Pokemon is the 65th in the Pokedex and was my favorite until a certain generation. This is a Pokemon most can agree with me is one of the best, as his skinny appendages, brown armor-like pieces, and stylish beard make Alakazam one of the best Pokemon ever. You can train this guy up in special attack and his Psychic moves can one-shot a lot of opponents. Heck, in the 6th gen he was given a really bad A Mega, as Alakazam becomes a wise elder with decades of experience. Every gen I make sure to have this almighty sage on my team and occasionally even use his spoons for my morning cereal. Okay, Kamada, drumroll please. The number 1 Pokemon of all time is Mawile. This one's known as the Deceiver Pokemon and is the 303rd in the Dex. I love Mawile for many reasons. Like many other Pokemon such as Drowsy and Ninetales, Mawile is based on the Japanese folklore known as Yokai. In its case, Mawile is based on the Futakuchi Onna, which is Japanese for a woman with 2 mouths. The main face is a beautiful woman while its back face does nothing but eat as its hair continuously tosses whatever it wants into its mouth. Sound familiar? Mawile's design is simply perfect. Its hair being the size of its body acts as both a sword and a shield as a true face stares from behind. Then just as her last entry, Mawile 2 gained a Mega, and in my opinion it's the best. How scary is this one? Not only did Mawile gain another mouth, but now they both look like they are ready to tear anything in its way to pieces. Its Mega was so OP it even got put on the ban list. What a shame. I don't think any Pokemon can ever reach the level Mawile's at with the amount of brownie points it has in my book. Mawile might look cute at first, but it will quickly prove otherwise as you may be missing your head the very next second. Now before you all grab your torches and pitchforks, remember, this is my own personal opinion. Everyone's is different, even though mine is better, obviously. No, but in the comment section below, let me know what your favorite Pokemon is of all time, or how you think mine could have been better, or what you agreed with on my list. But anyway, leave all that in the comment section below, and please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll be happy to make more lists. I plan on doing much more on Pokemon Top 10s in the future, so this is currently Kuro Ookami, and I'm signing off.
I can't believe it. I finally hatched my shiny Litwick. I was literally editing a video for YouTube. And then I looked down after just hatching eggs, not paying attention, and I finally see it. Okay, yep, there's my star. Okay, the moment of truth. Ooh, that is pretty good.